guys, I'm Carly with artificialplantsandtrees.com, and today we're going to do a complete unboxing of one of our artificial trees. We're going to unwrap it, shape the leaves and the branches to make it nice and full and beautiful and a welcomed addition to your home or office. Let's get started. First, we're going to go ahead and open our box. It is taped on the ends. And then it just kind of comes up open like a big envelope. Opening it this way so you can see a little bit more. And inside you will have your tree already wrapped in some plastic and protected a bit. Let's pull it out. Some protective plastic. Alright, this is our 3-foot zebra plant. It is a great choice for a home or office. It's an indoor plant, and what makes it so fantastic are the white stripes and striations in the center of each of these realistic looking leaves. When you first unpack this tree, you're going to notice that the branches are tightly together with pointing straight up, and that the leaves are flat and against the plant. This protects it while shipping. This particular tree also comes already potted in a plastic pot that can easily be placed inside a decorative urn or another pot of your choice. It also has the bottom of the branches covered with a little bit of moss that gives it a really natural look. This tree, when we're done, will be ready to put in the pot of your choice and use it anywhere in your home. Now we can start shaping our tree. How we do that is we start by pulling these 3 branches away from each other slightly. There are 2 smaller branches at the bottom of this particular tree, and they do have a wire in the center that makes them highly positionable. Then this central branch actually forks off into another small branch, so we can pull those apart slightly, making sure that the central one is pointing upwards and the other ones are branching out a bit. Once we have these main branches positioned, we can go ahead and start shaping the individual smaller branches in the same manner. Pick one to start with, and then one at a time, pull the branches and leaves out a bit. And each one comes off like a different side of the main branch, so they kind of tell you where they want to go. And just work your fingers from the bottom of each branch all the way down the central spine of the leaf, and use your fingers to kind of create a gentle curve to the leaves. As you do this with each one, it'll give it a really natural looking appearance. You can already see how this is starting to shape up a bit for us. We're just going to continue this process, and I'll give you a close-up view in a second of what I'm doing here, but you'll notice when you're touching it, not when you're looking at it, but when you're touching it, you can feel a really thin wire through the center of each of these, and that wire is what you're actually shaping to get this look that you want. Keep going from the bottom up, and use your finger to kind of wrap a little bit of that wire around like the bottom of your thumb, and it'll give it such a nice gentle curve. Trying to do this backside without getting in your view here. I'm going to keep working my way around this plant, and I will show you what we end up with a little bit of time and shaping by hand. Just like a real plant, the underneath of each of these leaves is a slightly lighter green than the top of the leaves. You'll see this a lot in nature, so we wanted to replicate it in our design here. And because of that, you're going to want to make sure that they don't just stick straight up. you're going to want to give them a little bit of an arch. The eye will be able to see both the top and the bottom side when you do this. And it's just really pleasing to the eye. You can always arc some of the leaves more so than others. And because there is that wire in the center, if you think that you've done too much on a leaf, you can just go back and straighten it out again. Nothing is permanent. So you really have the ability to go back until you have it perfect. When you're done with one branch, go ahead and work your way to the next. And I'm going to show you what it looks like when we're all done. Alright, I've been working on our 3 smaller branches. And now the only one left to shape is the central one in the top. So I'm going to show you, already this has filled out a lot down here, but I want you to see the last part where we do this top part, because it's amazing how fantastic it looks when it's all done. I might block myself here a little bit with the tree, but just continue going down the branch, gently curving it on your thumb. Like a real plant, you'll notice that some of these leaves are bigger than others, some are slightly darker than others. No 2 leaves are exactly the same, so it really does enhance the feel of the whole thing when it's done. Like this leaf is particularly large compared to some of the smaller ones that we have down at the bottom. Here are some of these close-up views that I promised you. These leaves have such beautiful white details through the center. And I'll flip it over so you can see the bottom, but the bottom has the plastic veining that you would see on the bottom of a real leaf, which means that when you catch the bottom of one of these when you're sitting down and looking at the plant, it just looks so nice. Alright, once all of your leaves are shaped, kind of walk around your plant, see where it's full, see where it might be a little bit less so, and just change the whichever leaves you want until you have the finished look. If you feel like one of the branches at the bottom is a little bit too far from the rest of the plant, because there's a wire in the center, you can always bend them back a bit. Sometimes pulling them out helps you shape them, but when you move them back in, it gives it a tighter, fuller look. And I suggest at this point, I'm going to do it here for you, but I suggest at this point putting it where you're going to want it to be and shifting it around and looking at it, because depending on where you want it, you might need it to be tighter together or broader, just to fill the space up nicely. I'm going to spin this around and let you kind of see all the angles of it. Alright, and there we have it, a beautifully shaped, unpackaged 3-foot artificial tree. We did this with the zebra tree, but if you want to do it with something else, the same process applies to all of our artificial trees. So have fun, shop around, and let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to comment below and check out our other YouTube videos. My name is Carly with Artificial Plants and Trees, and I hope you have a fantastic day.